at www.wfm917.com, and you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at WFM917. Now, the stories of the day. A 300 level student and her boyfriend have been arrested by the operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency for selling cookies to school children and other members of the public. The suspect also confirmed that she sells at parties, at clubs. She sells these items to people, and some people really do not even know the content of what they are buying, and they just want to nibble on something. Ibinabo, imagine the number of people who have had these cookies out and the effect that's had on them, and they don't even know where exactly all of this is coming from, but they just know they felt funny after having this. What's your take on this?
Thank you, Esther. It's quite scary because almost every child loves,
yeah,
even adults. Yes. So now, when your cookies get spiked and you don't even know, you begin to feel funny. I was discussing this thing with somebody, and it said, okay, because from the story that Esther read now, exposed because a particular girl ate the cookies and started behaving funny. And you had to dig deeper to know why where she bought the cookies from, and from the investigation started.
Okay.
So now, the person was like, okay, so if some other person eats these cookies and the person's brain is capable of taking all of the shakara of the, you understand? So you would not know. So we don't know how many people have eaten these cookies and their brains have absorbed it, and now they have become like craving for that particular
more of it.
Yes. And from craving that kind of cookies, the next thing is you want more, because there's something about drugs. Once your brain settles on a particular level, that particular whatever drug is where it takes you, and it becomes a particular threshold for you every time.
Okay.
Because of the nature of drugs, you begin to crave more. And when you crave more, the cookies could not help you anymore. Then you look for other types of drugs, to satisfy your yearnings. So it is so dangerous. It is, honestly, it's not as if drugs and all of the stories surrounding drugs, the barons and all that, it's not like they have not been there since.
Okay.
But because now we have a new DG, former military governor, or military administrator of Lagos State, so when somebody ascends the position and he's very active or she's very active, you will know from the stories that are popping out from that particular section. Just like when this woman Dora Quinley was the DG of NAFDAC. I mean, it was like it was every then. It was during that period that we got to know about fake drugs and all that, and what other countries were bringing into Nigeria. So this drug abuse has been there. It has been. There was a particular program that somebody invited me as a facilitator. It was on drugs, and the revelation was scary on how many, how very, very young little children are tempting, desire to take. Even those who have not taken, they want to experiment. They want to know how it feels. You understand? And this is very dangerous. Like tracing it back to what we discussed yesterday, schools, the government, the Ministry of Education must rise to their responsibilities and begin to look into. We need to change school curriculum.
Okay.
We need to, apart from restructuring the curriculum, we need to have a particular subject that's going to be dealing with values and has to do majorly with drugs. Because, see, yesterday, Esther, you and I had a discussion with somebody, and it was made clear. It's not a Nigerian problem again now. It is a worldwide problem. That, if you go to some schools, you are about the only one not doing drugs. Yes. You understand? And and the pressure is so high on you that it's like it's either you cave in or you get out of that place. So it has come to that level, and we are appealing to all of the governments of the 3 tiers, from the local government to the state to the federal. All hands must be on deck. We don't want this I mean, the problem is there and it is so escalated and it is so widespread. So what are we going to do? The solutions are here. If only they will listen, if only they will be active, if only they will just, take it up from this moment and begin to work. Thank you.
Buki, what are your thoughts on this?
These are my thoughts. We have to come to terms with the fact that these things are facing us, so we can no longer deny it. And parents should not be living in denial that your children are not into these things. You will be shocked that I have seen, I have had contact, with parents that they've brought up their children. But somewhere along the line, peer pressure, I want to be, and things like that, got caught up with them. Either in the secondary school, in the tertiary, and where you have their freedom. So where is this leading us to? Even about mentioned the fact that the Ministry of Education, the drug, NDLA, all the stakeholders should raise up, to their responsibility. So I will take the other side, which has to do with the family. Parenting is something you have to keep doing, but you lay the foundation when the child is with you. Toddler age, when they can communicate with you, that is when you lay the foundation. And you have to keep telling them. And then, of course, we also have the other spheres of influences, entertainment, media. You understand? Those also form, things into their mind. When you see these things, when you hear these things. So as we are tackling it from the ministry end, we are tackling it from the family end. Let's also tackle it from media and from entertainment. That let them know the essence of keeping yourself safe, not doing drugs. For instance, someone sent me a video clip yesterday. We were talking about youth and all that yesterday where I was, and I was just saying that God will just help us. And then, this clip came in. It was just a young boy, maybe about 10 or 11, an apprentice. He said he's a guy, he's a welder. So, I want to believe he's an apprentice. So this guy had started taking the drug. And what happened? It was so funny. I actually thought he went to steal. So it was when I listened, the guy was so scared that they should not let his mother know. So how did you enter into this building? It was an uncompleted building, but the windows had been in place. So it was the owner that saw it. He said, how did you enter into this place? Of course, you now showed the guy, okay, what exactly are you doing here? Of course, he said he wants to come and do this thing. He said, what is this thing? He couldn't mention his name. He said, this is the book. He said, yes. How did you get about it? So at the end of the day, I just looked at it. I said, look at this young boy now. Because the question was, is your guy aware that you are here? He said no. And then he was so afraid. He said, please do not take me outside. Don't let my mommy get to know. So the mommy does not know. And of course the guy